Ladies and gentlemen, as we delve into China's strategic culture in antiquity, it's essential to understand the foundations of their strategic thinking, which can be highlighted through a blend of remarkable historical incidents and the development of key strategic concepts. During the Warring States period, 475 to 221 BC, the great military strategist Sun Tzu was tasked with training an army for the king of Wu. Sun Tzu's success in turning the king's concubines into a disciplined fighting force left a lasting impression and showcased the value of strategy and leadership in shaping an effective military. This period also witnessed the creation of Sun Tzu's renowned work, The Art of War, which laid the groundwork for strategic thinking in Chinese culture. By examining these historical incidents and the development of strategic concepts, we can appreciate the importance of strategy, leadership, and adaptability in shaping Chinese strategic culture throughout antiquity. The wisdom and principles passed down from these ancient strategists continue to inform and influence Chinese strategic culture today. Chinese strategic culture went through significant transformations as various dynasties rose and fell. The Warring States period, 475 to 221 BC, was particularly influential in shaping China's strategic thought. The period was marked by constant conflict and competition among the 7 major states. It was during this time that key strategic thinkers such as Sun Tzu and his famous work, The Art of War, emerged. Sun Tzu's principles such as know yourself and know your enemy and you will never be defeated continue to influence military strategists worldwide. The unification of China under Emperor Qin Shi Huang and the establishment of the Qin dynasty in 221 BC marked another turning point in China's strategic culture. However, his rule was short-lived and the Han dynasty emerged as a successor lasting over 4 centuries. During the Han dynasty, the concept of the mandate of heaven became deeply ingrained in China's strategic culture. This idea held that rulers had divine approval to govern so long as they maintained harmony and order within the realm. As we move into the modern period, Chinese strategic culture underwent significant transformations due to both internal and external pressures. The 19th and early 20th centuries saw the decline of the Qing dynasty marked by a series of humiliating defeats in the Opium Wars, the Taiping Rebellion, and the Sino-Japanese War. Chinese inability to counter the Western powers and Japan forced the country to undergo a period of introspection and reform. As leaders sought to modernize the nation's military and political institutions. One key figure in this process was Sun Yat-sen, the founding father of modern China. He led the 1911 Xinhai Revolution, which overthrew the Qing dynasty and established the Republic of China. Sun's vision for a modern China was based on the 3 principles of the people: nationalism, democracy, and socialism. He believed that China's strategic culture had to evolve to adapt to a rapidly changing world, and he sought to modernize the military, educational, and political systems accordingly. The early 20th century also saw the rise of the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, which would come to shape China's strategic culture in profound ways. The CCP, under the leadership of Mao Zedong, waged a long and bloody civil war against the nationalist forces led by Chiang Kai-shek. The Long March, a strategic threat by the CCP in 1934 to 1936, was a pivotal event in China's history, as it allowed the communists to regroup and eventually triumph over the nationalists. During the Civil War, Mao Zedong developed the concept of People's War, a unique blend of political, economic, and military strategy based on guerrilla warfare and mass mobilization. This period of upheaval and transformation was crucial in shaping China's modern strategic culture. The experiences of the late Qing dynasty, the Republic of China, and the rise of the CCP all contributed to a new understanding of strategy that would inform China's approach to the international relations and military affairs in the decades to come. In the aftermath of World War II, the global political landscape was transformed by the Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union. China's strategic culture during this period was heavily influenced by the relations with these two superpowers. The Chinese Communist Party, led by Mao Zedong, emerged victorious in the Chinese Civil War against the nationalists in 1949. As a result, the People's Republic of China was established, and the country began to align itself with the Soviet Union. The two communist giants, however, had diverging interests, which eventually led to the Sino-Soviet split in the 1960s. In a dramatic shift, the 1970s saw China's rapprochement with the United States. This shift was motivated by several factors, including the need to counterbalance the Soviet Union's influence in Asia, the desire to attract foreign investment and technology to support economic development, and a growing recognition of the importance of engagement with the international system. The realignment had a significant impact on China's strategic culture. The PRC started to adopt a more pragmatic and less ideological approach to international affairs, focusing on safeguarding its national interests and promoting economic development. The détente with the United States allowed China to reduce its military expenditures and devote more resources to domestic issues. It also signaled China's willingness to cooperate with the Western powers. Despite ideological differences in pursuit of its strategic objectives, in conclusion, China's strategic culture during the Cold War was shaped by its shifting alignments with the United States and the Soviet Union. The Sino-Soviet alliance, the Sino-Soviet split, and the Sino-American rapprochement each had significant implications for China's strategic thinking and behavior during this period. In the post-Cold War era, China's strategic culture underwent significant changes as it sought to redefine its role in the international community. This period was characterized by the emergence of Deng Xiaoping's hide your strength, bide your time strategy, which aimed to modernize China's economy and military capabilities without drawing international attention. Deng's approach prioritized economic development and avoided direct confrontation with major powers, particularly the United States. During this time, Chinese military doctrine evolved, emphasizing local wars under informatized conditions and focusing on rapid deployment of high-tech asymmetrical capabilities. This shift in military strategy aimed to deter potential adversaries and protect China's territorial integrity. as demonstrated in the 1995 to 1996 Taiwan Strait crisis. The reform and opening up era also saw China take a more proactive role in international affairs. The launch of the Belt and Road Initiative Birol in 2013 marked a significant departure from the previous low-profile approach as China sought to expand its global influence through infrastructure development and economic. China's assertiveness in territorial disputes, especially in the South China Sea, further highlighted the shift in its strategic culture. With the construction of artificial islands and militarization of features in the contested waters, China demonstrated its willingness to challenge the existing international order and assert its claims despite potential backlash from regional powers and the United States. In conclusion, the post-Cold War era witnessed a significant transformation in China's strategic culture, marked by a shift from a low-profile approach to a more proactive and assertive stance. In conclusion, the journey we have taken together today through China's strategic culture from antiquity to the 21st century has been a fascinating one. We have explored the foundations of Chinese strategic thought rooted in the teachings of ancient philosophers like Confucius and Sun Tzu, and we have seen how these ideas have evolved over time, adapting to new historical contexts and the ever-changing landscape of global politics. Throughout this journey, we have observed recurring themes and patterns that underline the distinctive nature of China's strategic culture. One of these is the importance of maintaining a balance between hard and soft power, as evidenced by the concept of the hegemony of rituals in ancient times and the peaceful development strategy in the contemporary era. Another recurring theme is the emphasis on strategic patience and the need to hide one's strength and bide one's time until the right moment for decisive actions arrives. As China continues to rise a global power, its strategic culture will undoubtedly have significant implications for international relations and global stability. On the one hand, China's emphasis on peaceful development and its commitment to a multipolar world order could contribute to a more balanced and stable international system. On the other hand, China's growing assertiveness in territorial disputes and its ambitious military modernization programs could exacerbate tensions with its neighborhoods and the United States. In light of these complex dynamics, it's vital for policymakers and scholars to continue exploring China's strategic culture in greater depth. Areas for further research and exploration include the role of Chinese domestic politics in shaping its strategic culture, the impact of China's economic interdependence with other countries on its strategic behavior, and the potential for cooperation and competition between China and other major powers in addressing global challenges such as climate change and nuclear proliferation. As we conclude this presentation, I hope that the insights we have gained into China's strategic culture will not only deepen our understanding of this ancient civilization and emerging global power, but also help us better navigate the complexities of the international system in the 21st century. Thank you for joining me on this fascinating journey through China's strategic culture, and I look forward to engaging in further discussions with you in the future.